It's interesting that, of course, your leader, Rodrigo Duterte, who, I mean, in many ways fits this mold of self-styled populist. I mean, he speaks in very crude terms, and he's very much a law and order candidate, lock them all up. But he's very popular, right? And he remains very popular, and he has actually been fairly successful economically. He's not seen as enormously personally corrupt. I mean, he hasn't had the kind of problems that Bolsonaro in Brazil or Trump in the United States have had. And so, but I'd love to hear some of why you think he's done so well, why he's been so successful as leader of your country.
I think there are lots of similarities with the United States in the sense that there was a perfect storm that came in. Democracy, liberal democracy, failed to deliver its promise, not enough of the trickle-down effect. Simultaneous with that unhappiness is the complexity of the world. We started seeing this in 2014, I would say with Indian elections then, that, because the world has become so complex, people want someone to help to just make those decisions. That was a factor in play. And then the biggest game changer, I think, is technology. And that comes from your country. Silicon Valley has made decisions that has impacted every single democracy, every nation around the world, right? When you talk about popularity, in our country, I would suggest that his popularity is buoyed by the propaganda machine on Facebook. Here's the Philippines, 109 million people. We have had endemic corruption, weak law enforcement. And President Duterte has molded this in a whole different way. He's increased the salaries of our military and our police. The police have led the charge in the killings of extrajudicial killings. The government denies this, of course, right? What they will say is that the police has killed 6,000 to 7,000 people. That's kind of a lot on its own. But human rights activists will say at least 27,000 people have been killed.
Now that we're in the middle of this pandemic, how would you say that has affected life on the ground politically?
First is, when you have a virus, there's no us against them. Fighting a virus means the government must deliver. And when it doesn't deliver, real people die, right? So that's the first. So it's a huge challenge for the Duterte administration. And it reacted the way you would expect, which is, it has a hammer. The COVID-19 response is led by retired military generals. So we have a very militaristic response and not enough of the public health part, not enough doctors involved in this. We're now in the 15th week of a lockdown, and the incidence of COVID continue to increase. When the lockdown happened, the number of tests that had been done at that point, this is in March, was about 12 tests for every million Filipinos. Now we're at about 6,400 for every million Filipinos, but still not enough, right? So number one, the government must deliver. It has a huge challenge. And you would think that it would kind of do a whole of society approach and bring everyone together. That's not the case. The second is the military and the police have taken larger roles. And President Duterte, in late night ramblings, has told the police that if Filipinos break quarantine, that they should, and these are his words, shoot them dead. And that's actually fueled Filipinos who are stuck at home to go out online, and for the first time, the day after President Duterte said that, hashtag Oust Duterte now trended number one overnight and globally as well. That would have been unheard of.